All right, sticking on to more corporate stories, Tulsi Tanti, in his own capacity as a promoter of Suzlon, is busy buying out companies. If you remember, on 24th of June, we broke this story about how China is the target for Tulsi Tanti. But interestingly enough, the acquisition that Mr. Tanti has made, the wind power king, is not through Suzlon. It is through his own group companies.
The winds of change is blowing, and for this man, it's blowing from the east. Tulsi Tanti has so far been acquiring companies in Europe and US, but now he's looking at China to expand his global footprint. Singapore headquartered Colossus Holdings, which is 100% owned by the Tanti family, has tied up with Bahrain's Arcapita bank to take over Honiton Energy, an alternative energy provider from China. Colossus Holdings will pick up 26% stake in Honiton, while the remaining 74% will be picked up by Arcapita. Both of them will pump in a little over $500 million as equity for the deal. But by 2012, they plan to invest close to $2 billion in Honiton to expand its capacity to 1,650 megawatts from the current 50. Even though Mr. Tulsi Tanti refused to face the camera, he said, and I quote, "This investment reinforces our commitment towards the renewable energy sector. Honiton, having developed an excellent pipeline of projects and backed by a strong management team, provides us with a good opportunity to further our interest in wind energy." But you may ask, why use a family investment vehicle for the acquisition? What stopped Suzlon, Mr. Tanti's flagship entity, from making the deal? Suzlon officials say Honiton is not a wind turbine maker. Also, Suzlon supplies turbines to many of Honiton's competitors in China, and so it would have made it difficult for them to buy this company directly. Call it diversifying one's business portfolio. Sources say Mr. Tanti has for quite some time been looking at diversifying his assets and has already made some investments in his personal capacity using vehicles like Tanti Holdings. Case in point, his investment in the National Stock Exchange. And sources say Mr. Tanti is now looking at buying a shipping company in Singapore, again in his personal capacity. But some analysts say they would rather have Mr. Tanti and Suzlon focus on their existing wind empire at a time when reports of cancelled orders from the US and Europe are dampening investor confidence. In Mumbai, Arijit Barman for NDTV.